Hello, beautiful people. Like, share, and subscribe. So, this image you're seeing right now is how yam is sold currently in some markets in Nigeria. Some people will say it's propaganda, but even though I've not seen it with my eyes, I believe that it's possible, and I will tell you why. You see, any country that starts doing sachetization of products, like starts in small sachets mix, it shows that poverty is creeping in. Do you understand what I'm saying? When they start trying to make content smaller, it starts showing you that there's signs of a damaging economy. I always used to tell my friend that after God in this life, food is the most important thing. But many of them didn't seem to understand. That time my friend is from the southwest, and when you tell him, he will tell. I start wondering. I told him I've also stayed in the southwest, and food was not that cheap. Because I remember those days I used to buy food 250, and I will not still get satisfied. And he will be saying I'm a glutton. Right now, things have so skyrocketed that I don't know how much they sell food currently now because food is crazy, crazy expensive. For you to eat well, you should have your thousands ready. So, thinking about Harry Omokri and these APC people, gaslight Nigerians, telling you to start growing vegetables, potato, tomatoes in your house. I find it crazy. These people know the truth, but they keep on lying. The federal government have failed, and the state governors have failed because they play a key role in this thing. That's why I say we must scrap the state governorship thing. And there's a reason why people focus on the federal, because federal controls most of the money. Do you understand? And people don't focus on the state. Now policies are made by the federal, so the policies made by the federal affect the whole component as a whole. That's why we must scrap the state governorship thing. Go back to mayors. We have 6 mayors in the 6 regions, and so that growth will be uniform. Now, the only way Nigeria can achieve food sufficiency is to stop the insecurity affecting small-scale farmers. All these headaches, scrap it overnight. It's very possible. Use indigenous people, Amoteco, use IPOB, they will end it. Maybe if you don't use IPOB, use indigenous Igbo people. They will live in the bush, go and hunt, both ritualists and all this, and they need to scrap it. Because most of this evil is not perpetrated in the public or in towns. Then large scale farming, not just doing large scale, must be mechanized, whether it's whether it's animal husbandry, whether it's food crash crops. Imagine you have a large scale of yam 5 kilometers, and a subsistence farmer has just 1 hectare. Who do you think will sell yam cheaper? The large scale farmer just needs to offer 5 naira, he will make profit. The one small scale farmer want to put 50 naira so that he will have enough. A lot of people think Nigeria is growing enough food. It's a lie. Nigeria has never grown enough food, and the land is still there. The rainfall is still there. It has not changed. I'm not saying if you want to even start doing the farming, you should cut all your forests. No, you must manage everything efficiently, and you don't need to take land from the locals. Let the locals, the villagers, let them be involved in this land practice. You can give people loan to start these farms on those things, and those that do well, there will be a reward system. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not an issue of buying car. The loan will not come in the form of money. It can come in the form of seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides. A lot of people will gladly take these things, but the Nigerian government keeps failing and failing. And I've mentioned on this channel about distribution centers. You don't need to come to, let's say, Abuja or something to come and, I'm just giving you an instance from the north. You don't need to come to the capital to get these seeds and fertilizer herbicide. Government should build distribution center even in the rural areas, giant warehouses where people can go and access this. They don't need to give cash. The cash can just be in the form of things that can make the person survive, just to feed, like small grants just to feed. But the major of the loans should come in form of seed. The government will purchase it and ensure a clean process, so that people don't capture this whole thing and start selling it to their family. Anybody caught capturing it is going to jail. One of the problems that Nigeria has always faced is there is a lot of people that misbehave and there's no consequence. Like since I was born, let me give you an example. I was born, and the airports, people still collect bribe, and up till now people still collect bribes. So the same thing, I heard that Nigerian government used to give fertilizers free to northerners, and people are selling it. I was even wondering, why should the people be giving fertilizer for free? It's supposed to be subsidized, not free. I don't know. Maybe even if it's 200 or 300, I heard the bag is currently expensive. Maybe sell it 1,000 or 400. People can still afford it and do what they want to do. The same thing with pesticide and herbicides. Those approved by the EU. Don't go and bring any fertilizer just because one pesticide company is pressuring. So these are just the ways you can achieve food sufficiency. There's enough land. The government should focus on maybe 4 food crops, 5. If they were growing plantain would have flood. Imagine you flood everywhere with plantain and maybe focus on fish and maybe look for a way to subsidize it. Even if people eat plantain and fish for a year, they will not die. Plantain is a nutritious food. You understand? Flood the whole place. Maybe grow plantain, fish, yam, cassava. Then maybe the next year you start thinking of cash crops, but focus on food crops. Focus on food processing. Let the companies that already exist, let them scale up and process these goods. People like Useless Erisco. By the way, I don't even know what he did to that girl. I don't know. I've not followed up the story, but these are just, people like him. Government should scale them up. Not these people. They look like sometimes they don't have foresight. Even if the thing looks so enormous, start somewhere. Start somewhere. Anyway, don't allow people like Reno Mokri and his friend Doyin Okugba and other APC people to gaslight you. Their karma will be bad. I'm telling you, their karma. The pains many of us are feeling on behalf of many millions of lives. They will carry the pain and burden. All the money they make will land them in serious pains. The money will be wasted. All the Nigerians dying in the Mediterranean, the pain is on them. Those killed by Boko Haram by the APC government. If P2B joins APC, me, I will never support him. I'm just giving you an instance. That party is the worst in the world. Let me know your thoughts. So I just stated some facts. With the way they're selling yam now, there's fire on the mountain, and I don't see any end in sight.